Yes, people, welcome back to the podcast, the Pitch Perfect One. Arsenal 2, Man United nil. And I guess I guess the honeymoon period is over, eh? I guess the honeymoon period is over. Um First things first, if anyone's gonna be watching this video thinking I'm gonna be throwing my toys out the pram, I'm gonna be calling people out, I'm gonna be giving out, I'm gonna be effing and blinding, this is the wrong video. This is not the video for it. But that being said, look, first and foremost, put my hands up. Arsenal were the better team. They were the better team from start to finish. They deserve the win. They look the better team. They look the more likely to win. So there's no arguments about that. There's no excuses about that. Albeit the fact that both their goals came from set pieces, came from corners. But that's the game. That's the game. A goal is a goal. It doesn't matter how you get it. You know, you score with whatever chances is presented in front of you, and they took their chances well. In the first half, I thought personally in the first half we were okay. I felt like we were holding our own. You know, the starting 11. I still have a couple of question marks. I'm gonna be very interested to watch Amorim's match post-match press conference to see what his thought process was, to see what his idea was with the lineup that he put out, having Mount and Garnacho as the as our inside number 10s, and then starting starting Dalo and Malacia as the fullback. Look, don't get me wrong. I think, in my opinion, from looking at the game, I think he went into the game almost almost with the fact accepting the fact that, you know what, Arsenal are gonna have more of the ball than we're gonna do, and you know what, so he's just gonna put players that will be able to run, players that will be able to put in the shift, be able to track back, i.e. Mason Mount, Garnacho, and Hoyland as well. And then which meant he dropped Bruno in the midfield, and look, the Malasia and Dallo on either side of the wing back. I'm not against that. I've been crying out. I've been calling it out for a while that I want our fullbacks, I want our left-footed fullback to be a left-footed wing back and our right-footed wing back to be right-footed. I've been calling it. I've wanted that balance. And he gave it to us. But look, when you're playing against a team as good, who's got the quality, who's been as drilled as well as Arsenal, it's always going to be a tough game, especially at the Emirates. In my Trafford Talk match preview, I think I did come out and say that it's not an embarrassment to go out and lose to Arsenal at the Emirates in the form that they're in the way that they're being drilled by Mikel Arteta. It's not an embarrassment, but what I didn't want was to be going out there getting whitewashed, to be going out there and getting destroyed, to be going out there and getting bent over. I'm not gonna say we got bent over. Certainly we didn't deserve to win. Absolutely, that's fine. But we didn't go out there and get bent over, as we have in previous years. So like I said, in the first half, I think we held our own. We looked all right. You know, like up front, feeding off scraps. Hoyland feeding off scraps, non-existent. You know, Getting bodied by Saliba for fun. Garnacho non-existent. Mason Mount, he was okay, but even Mason Mount as well in that inside forward 10 position, I don't know if that's where it is for him in this team. Like I'm very open. I'm there for everyone getting an equal chance, an equal opportunity in this new regime with Amorim. But for Mason Mount, I don't know if that inside 10 might be the position for him under Amorim. I would like to see Mason Mount being tried in that midfield as well. I know I just keep saying midfield, that midfield too, but I don't know, the inside 10, I just feel like you need a specific type of a player, a certain ilk of a player, like a Pedro Neto type of player. Like I've said before in Sporting, he played with Trincao and Johnson in those positions, and we don't have those kind of players. Like Ahmad is probably the closest thing we have to a Trincao in terms of ball retention, in terms of technical ability. But Ahmad is playing as a wing back, and but that's a conversation for another day. So yeah, no, overall it wasn't a great game. From our side, it wasn't a great game in terms of performance wise. Arsenal went out there, they knew what they wanted to do, and they stuck at it. Odegaard picking up the pockets, Bukayo Saka threatening here and there, and they got the job done. Albeit that it was two corners, they got the job done. We looked shaky in that box whenever we considered the corner. We looked like we didn't know what we're doing. We didn't know. It looked like we didn't know whether we're trying to go zonal, whether we're trying to go man for man. We looked lost, and rightly so. We lost the game, rightly so. Like I said, GG's to Arsenal. Gotta put my hands up. They beat us. They beat us well. There's no excuses. There's no, oh, on a different day we would have won. At most, what would have got would have been a draw, but that draw would have been hard to come by because in that second half we were non-existent. I don't know what happened, what the shift was from the first half to the second half, but yeah, we didn't look like we were going to score anytime soon. I can't even remember any chances we had in the second half, bar the free kick from Bruno onto Anthony. I don't remember. I feel like we just phased out. We just faded out. I don't know. It could whether it might be fatigue, the intensity of the game getting the better of the players, but we just phased out. It looked like we just lost a yard. We just lost something, and Arsenal capitalized on it. They capitalized on it. They took advantage of it, and they punished us. And this is what the big teams do. But you know what? It's a good lesson. It's a learning curve. It's a good lesson. I'm glad that we've got to lose this early, so Amorim can use this game as a way to analyze, as a way to assess the game, as a way to assess the future games and how we should tackle the future games. What I like, one thing I like about Amorim is that he's definitely, you can tell he's trying different things. He's trying to see who's who. He's not scared to make a change. He's not scared to drop a player. So the future does look bright. Even though we lost, there are positive to take in that sense that he's not afraid to make a change. He's not afraid to drop a player. He's trying different things. And I like that. And even on the touchline, on the dugout, he's very animated. He's not just sat there like Ten Hag, arms folded, just hoping for a miracle. He's very animated. If he's not happy with something, he makes it vocally. He makes it known that he wants something different. He's not just sat there hoping for the best, just hoping that the players somehow freestyle. Like he's coaching the players in the game, mid game. He's talking to the players. He's talking tactics through the players. He's talking like he's vocal, he's animated from start to finish, and I like that he makes it known that he's not happy with something, on the pitch and off the pitch. He makes it known in the press conferences. He makes it known, you know. So I think with this manager, I like what I see from him. We've lost, but I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna throw my toys out the pram. Like it's not. We're not in a position where, you know, like I said, we didn't get bent over, so we're not in a position where I'm just gonna be losing my shit all of a sudden. We know who we are. We know what we are. We know what position we are in this season. You know, like for us to even get top 6, let alone top 4, would be a miracle this season. So I'm not expecting a lot. This season is basically, not many people want to say it, but this season is basically a write-off. So this is almost a free for all for Amorim to try different things, to try different systems, to have these kind of results where we're losing against an Arsenal or whoever is out there, just so we can learn from it. But what I know is that we're going to learn from this defeat. Amorim is going to learn from this defeat. That's why I'm not too bogged down by it, you know. But look, you know what you're going to get with Arsenal. You know what you're going to get with them. Set pieces, they're the best of the best. And they punished us again. But look, like I said, people, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, absolutely, but I'm not mad because I know the phase that we're in. We're only in the starting phase with this manager, and I know that it's gonna get better. I can tell that this manager is trying new things. He's trying things. He's seeing that things are not working, and he's assessing. I can tell. So Look, people, don't throw your toys at the pram. Don't lose hope. Don't be getting too mad. Don't be getting too reactionary. Don't be calling out for the manager's name. Like, look, I put my hands up. There was a few decisions he made for the starting 11 that I looked at it sideways that I wasn't happy about. But look, no manager is perfect. Every manager is gonna make is gonna have problems. Is gonna make controversial decisions. But then again, like I said, that's part of him learning about the team. That's part of him learning about the players individually, learning who's who, learning who's got the balls to play where and stuff like that. You know, like so. In that case, look, it's a loss, but it's definitely more so a learning curve, I think, for Amorim. Lenny Euro was able to feature, looked solid. You know, Ahmad didn't get a chance to get on the game. Rashford and Xerxes got in the second half, didn't get a chance to get on the game. A lot of our players just never got a chance to get onto the game. It was really sad. Like, Arsenal really nullified us that way. And you just have to sometimes you just have to put your hands up and accept that opposition were just better, which is okay. But yeah, people, look, that's me anyways. I ain't got no more to say. We lost fair and square, but this is not a loss. It's a lesson more so, in my opinion. But look, people, I'll be back anyways for. I should be back here for the next game on the weekend. Um, so I think we're playing. Who we're playing again? I can't even remember who we're playing. But I should be back for the match reaction on the weekend. I don't know if Lawrence would have a match reaction uploaded tonight or tomorrow, but he should have one uploaded anyways. And I'm sure he's the opposite of how I'm feeling right now. But hey, people, thanks to all those who are subscribing. Thanks to all those who are supporting. I think we're 3 or 2 away from 200. So we really appreciate. We really hope to get to 200 before at least Christmas. But yeah, people, that's me anyways. I will see you on the weekend. Peace.